Hello, fourth graders, and welcome back. I am Mrs. Lamato here to talk to you all about mythology. Today, we're going to learn the story of Theseus and the Minotaur. There are some characters in the story that will actually come up again as we get into more Greek myths, so we'll be introduced to them today. Let's start with the text. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived a king named Minos. King Minos lived on a lonely island called Crete. King Minos had a powerful navy, a beautiful daughter, and a really big palace. Still, now and then, King Minos grew bored. Whenever King Minos was bored, he took his navy and attacked Athens, a town on the other side of the sea. In desperation, the king of Athens offered King Minos a deal. If Minos would leave Athens alone, Athens would send 7 Athenian boys and 7 Athenian girls to Crete every 9 years to be eaten by the Minotaur. The Minotaur was a horrible monster that lived in the center of a huge maze on the island of Crete. King Minos loved that old monster. He did like to give his monster a treat now and then. He knew his people would prefer. He fed his monster Athenian children rather than, well, after thinking it over, King Minos took the deal. 9 years passed swiftly. It was just about time for Athens to send 7 boys and 7 girls to Crete to be eaten by the Minotaur. Everyone in Athens was crying. Prince Theseus of Athens was very young. He knew that a deal was a deal, but he was sure it was wrong to send small children to be eaten by a monster just to avoid a battle with King Minos. Prince Theseus told his father, the king, he was going to Crete as the 7th son of Athens. He would kill the Minotaur and end the terror. The Minotaur is a terrible monster. What makes you think you can kill it? Cried his father. I'll find a way, Theseus replied gently. The gods will help me. His father begged him not to go, but the prince took his place as the 7th Athenian boy. Along with 6 other Athenian boys and 7 Athenian girls, Prince Theseus sailed towards Crete. When the prince and the children arrived on the island of Crete, King Minos and his daughter, the princess Ariadne, came out to meet them. The king told the children they would not be eaten until the next day and to enjoy themselves in the palace in the meantime. The princess Ariadne did not say anything, but her eyes narrowed thoughtfully. Late that night, she wrote Prince Theseus a note and slipped it under his bedroom door. Dear Theseus, Ariadne wrote, I'm a beautiful princess, as you probably noticed the minute you saw me. I'm also very bored, princess. Without my help, the Minotaur will surely gobble you up. I know a trick or two that will save your life. If I help you kill the monster, you must promise to take me away from this tiny island so that others can admire my beauty. If interested in this deal, meet me by the gate to the labyrinth in 1 hour. Prince Theseus slipped out of the palace and waited patiently by the gate. Princess Ariadne finally showed up. She carried a sword and a ball of string. Theseus thanked the princess for her kindness. Don't forget now, she cautioned Theseus. You must take me with you so that all the people can marvel at my beauty. A deal is a deal. The next morning, the Athenian children, including Prince Theseus, were shoved into a maze. The door was locked firmly behind them. Following Ariadne's directions, Theseus tied one end of the string to the door. He told the children to stay by the door. Their job was to make sure the string stayed tied so that Theseus could find his way back. Theseus entered the maze alone. Theseus found his way to the center of the maze. Using the sword that Ariadne gave him, Theseus killed the monster. He followed the string back and knocked on the door. Princess Ariadne was waiting. She opened the door. Without anyone noticing, Prince Theseus and the children of Athens ran to their ship and sailed quietly away. Princess Ariadne sailed away with them. On the way home, they stopped for supplies on the tiny island of Naxos. Princess Ariadne insisted on coming ashore. There was nothing much to do on the island. Soon she fell asleep. All the people gathered to watch the sleeping princess. She was a lovely sight indeed. Theseus sailed quietly away with the children of Athens and left her there sleeping. After all, a deal was a deal. So, when we think about this story, what do you think a theme or a lesson could be that we could learn? Perhaps the lesson might be to follow through on your promises. What character traits would you use to describe Ariadne or Theseus? When I think about Ariadne, I can't help but think she's a little bit vain. She's kind of full of herself. And Theseus, well, he's willing to accept help, which is wonderful, but then he also abandons Ariadne in the end. Can we think of some words to describe him? All right, fourth graders, that's all for this time. Next time, we will check out the media version of Ariadne and Theseus. See you then. Bye.